I would like to have a large round of applause for Soundgarden getting in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. That means my friend Chris Cornell is in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for his solo work, for Temple of God, for Soundgarden, and for Audioslave. So let me tell you how I met Chris Cornell. So when Rage Against the Machine broke up in 2000, Tim and Brad and I knew we wanted to work together. We knew we wanted Rick Rubin to make our next records. We spent a lot of time over at Rick's house, like listening to records and CDs and watching videos, but the music we kept coming back to was Soundgarden's Bad Motor Finger, right? Great record, great songs, great singing, but kind of like creepy lyrics. I wondered like what Chris Cornell was gonna be like in person, right? So at the time, Chris lived in Ojai, about an hour north of LA. So Rick and I are driving up there in my 1985 Chevrolet Astro van, right? So now when Rick goes anywhere, it's normally in a Rolls Royce that's inside another Rolls Royce. So he was slumming coming with me. But anyway, we go up there and it's kind of getting on dusk, and Chris of course lives in the last creepy Spanish style mansion at the top of the last creepy hill. We're crawling through the darkening hills there. It's getting darker and darker. We pull into the driveway, dusk, a couple of motorcycles out front there, and we look up at these kind of gilded doors, and this kind of this Transylvanian vibe is going on around us. And I swear to you, Addams Family style, those doors open like without anybody opening the doors, and out walks Chris Cornell, 6'2", lanky of frame and dark of countenance. And he begins slowly coming down this long staircase to where we're at, step by step by step. And Rick turns to me and goes, "Let's get the fuck out of here." Like, our souls are imperiled. But fortunately we did stay, and it was so great to make those 3 Audioslave records with the tremendous person and voice and artist that was Chris Cornell. Obviously, Chris had one of the most beautiful and ferocious voices in the history of rock music. It was a pleasure to stand beside him on stage and in the studio for all those years to watch that humble friend and rock god at work. And while Chris wrestled with demons throughout his adult life, he managed to harness those demons and ride them like a motherfucking lightning-infused Marshall strap chariot of mythical power to create some of the greatest rock and roll of all time. And while Chris was a friend and a bandmate, from the first time I heard Loud Love, I never stopped being a fan of him and his great music. And while we're saddened he's gone, we still have the memory of his unbridled rock power, his chiseled chest and outrageously perfect hair. And most of all, his music is with us forever and will never, ever be outshined. But early on in the days of Audioslave, it was a not great time for Chris. He went missing. No one had heard from him for like over a month. Nothing, not a phone call, not a text. No one knew where he was. It was very worrying, very distressing, a very dark time for him. And then in the middle of the night, he texted me this. No one had heard from him forever, right? And he texted me, "If you swallow the coin from the wishing well, your dreams will come true in heaven or hell." And the next day, I wrote this song for him. It's called The Garden of Gethsemane. That's the place where Jesus had his moment of doubt. The side of the dirt road, an old Chevy wreck. I climbed through the window, I sat in the back. Gathered my thoughts with my head in my hands. My next of kin, my list of demands. I slipped from shadow to shadow. I saw things I should not see. Moon rose high over the garden of Gethsemane. I know who I'm for and who I'm against. I pull the shades tight built me a fence. I dug a tunnel deep and wide. I sit at the bottom and wait for the night. I slipped from shadow to shadow. I saw things I should not see. The moon rose high over the garden of Gethsemane. Close of the line. There'll be no tomorrow. I rise and I shine. If you swallow the coin from the wishing well, your dreams come true. In heaven or hell, I slipped from shadow to shadow. I saw things I should not see. Moon rose high over the garden of Gethsemane. Take my hand, down we go. Take my hand. Take my hand.